Okay, to have you here. Love it.
I want to dance.
I know. Hey, Sarah. Love it. Look, you guys. Take careful. How's that, Michelle? Is that a little better?
It's still mixed up for me.
Okay. All right. I'll put it down a little more. Okay. So
I can't hear you. You're marbled.
It might just be because it's your music coming in. So when you turn the music off, you might not be marbled.
Right. Hey, welcome. And while we're coming in, while people are coming in, open up the chat. Okay, I want you to have the chat open. Tell us where you're joining from. Tell us what you're excited to hear, learn today. Okay, we would love it. Let's hear it. Okay, so we're just going to get started. Is that better with the sound? Okay, all right. So, I'm so excited, you guys. We have been working so hard to prepare a great class for you today. And we've all going to take 20 minutes each. So we might be putting a little reminder because we value your time. And so when we're presenting, somebody might say, hey, 5 minutes, one of the other coaches. So don't be alarmed by that, because we want it to stay, we value your time. Okay. Christy's from Texas. We've got somebody from rural Utah. Yes, I know. I wanted to. British Columbia, Canada. Awesome. That's super fun. So, let's see. Let me tell you what we're doing. Who has their Christmas tree up, though? I want to know that first. Who has their Christmas tree up? Not me. My Christmas lights are on outside, but my tree's not up, right? But, oh. Okay, California, excited to learn about being more present. Wisconsin, awesome. Mandy, I gotta let Mandy in. Okay. Yes, I can take that off. Hold on. Somebody's letting me know about. Oh. Sorry, I'm trying to manage letting people in. Okay. Let's see. So this is a 90-minute class, and I would love for you to take notes. Okay. And there's going to be a replay that you're going to get later. All right. So, here's the thing. You're going to hear a lot of powerful concepts today. Okay. And and ideas. And this is going to start that you're going to start to have an opportunity right here on this call to practice creating peace and joy. Okay. So take notes, but pay attention to what speaks to you, what lands for you. And then you'll know, okay, those are the one things that I'm going to focus on. And so what I like to do taking notes is you can do a star for like exact quotes. You can do a heart by the words with what you wrote down, like your insights. Okay. And then you can, as you go back through the notes, you'll like know that that's going to be your guide for the holiday season. That's going to be your focus. Okay. So let's get started, shall we? Let me introduce myself real quick because some of you do not know who this Marci Owen girl is, right? And so I'm Marci freaking Owen. And I am an advanced certified trauma-informed self-love life coach. And I help women that don't think they're good enough learn how to love themselves and become more confident. And I'm also advanced trained in nervous system regulation and resilience, and I'm a story coach. Okay, so that's just a little bit about me. So welcome to my world. Welcome to our world. I'm so excited to have you here. So today I'm going to cover how we can go from frazzled to fulfilled, or disconnected to connected, or disempowered to empowered. Okay. And we know that with the holidays, it can feel like a race, right? And we've got all this stuff to do, and we might get into this endless commitments. We might have like, oh, I got to be perfect. Like this has to be just this way. We can get into being perfect, wanting to be perfect with things, right? And then we kind of forget what really matters and why we're even celebrating in the first place, right? And our peace, which is like, what's the reason for the seasons anyway? Right? Is it to have like the perfect decorations and treats, or is it, to be with our family? And for those of us that are, celebrating Christian with, thinking about Christ and the reason for the season, right? So what I want to do is help us set gentle boundaries so that we protect our energy, so that we can show up fully in the things that truly matter for us. Okay, so what I want you to do right off the bat is we're just going to jump right in, and I want you to identify one or two priorities that's most important for you. Okay, and what would those priorities be so that you can have a peaceful, joyful holiday, so that you can connect with health and others and be present the way you want to. Okay, like think of all the things you do, the shopping, the baking, the decorating, the parties, like all the things. But what is actually a priority? Can't say that all the things are a priority, okay? Is it people over the perfect meal or decoration? What is it? And I would love it if you share in the chat, what this season is about for you. What is your priority? Like for me, I want to be able to connect with myself and with others so that I can enjoy my family and my loved ones. I don't want to be so busy doing and being a busy bee that like it's almost over. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I forgot to talk to this person or enjoy them. Right? So let's see, what do we have? Does anybody share in the chat? Spending time with family and friends. Yeah. Thanks for that, Linda. Balancing health and wellness time with many social activities on the calendar. Yes. Peace and connection. Yes. Right? Thank you for that. So I want you to think about, we're going to create a holiday being code of honor. Because what I want you to do is I want you to pick 3 ways of being. And they're emotions. Okay, what emotions do you want to lead with during the holiday? And that will be your guide. That'll help you connect back to, your priorities. And so let me just share my screen to help you in case you're like, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to share my screen just to give you some ideas of emotions that you can choose. Okay. And these are just some: warm, passionate, thoughtful. Go ahead and do that. I've got to let somebody in. I'm going to just do that really quick. And okay, I got to let somebody in. Okay, here we go. All right. So you've got your 3, right? And then what I want you to think about is you want to visualize whatever you have going for the day. Like, think about what you have for the, like, do this right now. What do you have today? We'll just practice. And what is it that you, like, which one of those characteristics do you want to lead with? You know, like today on this call, I want to be loving. I want to be fun. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of you that you're here. And I love you. I do. And I want to have fun. And so it just helps me. And if I can visualize myself being those, those energies, then it reminds me as I go throughout the call. Oh yeah, remember, we're going to be this, we're going to be that. And so if you visualize it, then your brain's like, okay, this is what we're doing. Okay. And we can I'll go into that more later. I have a special series for the holidays on my podcast, and so I'll go into things deeper, okay? But I want to move on to the next thing right now, okay? And that is that, you know what? Not all of us are really excited about the holidays. For some of us, it's hard. We could be grieving. We could be going through a challenge that's not fun, that's really hard. And that's the last thing that we want to do, is go and be social and be happy and celebrating. But then we kind of do, right? And so I want you to know that it's okay. If that's what's going on for you, it's okay. And I want you to let's be authentic. Let's be real with what's alive for us in the moment, right? And not feel guilty about it. And also, it's possible to hold space for both emotions. Like, if we're sad, we can also feel some joy. And I'll get into that in a bit. But the one thing that I want you to think about is that what you can be with, whatever emotion, what's alive for you, will let you be. It'll move through you. What you resist persists. It builds. Right? And so if we give ourselves permission to feel whatever comes up, then we allow ourselves to have a fuller experience of the season. Right? There's room for it all. The love that we remember, the grief that we might be carrying, the small moments of joy, we can just allow ourselves to feel it all. We're human. We're meant to feel. We're not robots. And so one of the things that I like to do is the power of and. Okay. And so, sorry, I had to let somebody in. The power of and. So we're going to put like how we're feeling. So if we're feeling sad, we're going to put that at the beginning of we're going to put that the first sentence. And then we're going to put and. And I like to do and in all caps, like listen up. So and then we end with the emotion that we want to lead with, right? What we want to feel. So as I'm doing this, as I'm explaining, I want you to do your and statement as well. So I'll give you an example. And here's the thing that I want you to do is we don't want to embody an emotion. Like, I'm sad. No, I'm experiencing sad, or I'm noticing I'm feeling sad. That way you're in control and it's not owning you, right? Like I'm sad, like sad's in charge, right? And so I notice I'm experiencing grief and I can experience moments of joy too. Or I miss my person, whoever that is, and I can honor him by doing his favorite thing or eating his favorite food. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an idea of how to do that. And I want to just talk about like how to honor our loved one. Because somebody wrote in, gave me an email about how their son passed away of leukemia last year. And so they're coming up on the first Christmas without their son. He was married. And first of all, what I want to say is I'm sorry about your son. I'm sorry for your loss. I can relate. I've had 2 sisters pass away of cancer. So I know that brutal walk. No, it's not my child, but I know the loss. And I know that it's hard around the holidays. My dad died around the holidays. My mom died on Christmas Eve. Right. And we've also had challenges throughout my life where it was hard to celebrate Christmas. I was like, wasn't up for it. And so what we want to do is own our experience. Like I was saying, be with where we are, be with what's present. And so to my friend, to the one that wrote in, she's worried about her daughter-in-law because her daughter-in-law is sad. Do you guys think it's normal for her to be sad? Yes. That her husband's gone, right? It's normal. Nothing has gone wrong that she's missing her husband, right? And she wants to know how she can help her. Allow her to have her experience. Allow her to be sad if she wants to be sad. If she doesn't want to come to something, allow that for her. Let her have her experience. And this woman has also lost a husband. So she's been there. She's experienced it. So I want you to borrow what you allowed yourself to do and your experience and your wisdom. And like, did you want somebody to tell you, oh, don't feel sad or come to this? Or did you want yourself to be able to just have your experience? It's not wrong if she's sad. It's not wrong if she is doesn't want to come to something. So if we can release control of trying to make her be okay, like surrender. And it's perfectly understandable that she's sad. And this goes for you too, because she mentioned she's still grieving. Yeah. Yeah. So I like to think of the emotion, like I like to put a character to it. And they like sadness, like from oh shoot. Now it's gone. The movie. What is it? Inside Out, right? Like I like to think of sadness and as that character, and she can come and be with me, right? Or grief can come and be with me. It's okay. It's totally normal. What do you want to share? And you can even ask her, what does she want me to know? What do you want to tell me? But like, I've got things to do. Like I've got Christmas and I'm going to got this gathering with my family. And so sadness, you can come along with me, but I'm also going to lead with, and this is who I want to be. And I'm going to go and I'm going to enjoy my kids that are here. I'm going to be with them and I'm going to enjoy them. Right. And so sadness can be there and she might tap you on the shoulder and go, hey, we're really missing my son. Like, yes, I am. Feel that. And I'm just going to go back over here and I'm going to be with what's going on right now. You see how we can hold, and you can feel the joy in that moment too. Instead of just sorry, I was looking at the chat. Instead of just letting grief be running the show, right? And I'm still going to get up and I'm going to put my makeup on and I'm going to put my sweater on and I'm going to go because I want to. That's one of my priorities, right? We connect the two together. What we did earlier, who do I want to, our being, code of honor with our end statements, right? And so some of the things that we can do is lighting candles, or placing a memento or to honor a loved one's present. Like if you have a dinner table and your family's gathered around your son, you could set a place for him and nobody sits in that spot. That's his space, right? My mom gave me this bracelet forever ago, years ago. And when I put this on, do you think I felt her? I thought about her. I remembered when she gave it to me and I feel her with me, right? Or we can make their favorite meal. I have my mom's decorations for the tree. And so every year when I decorate my tree, I think of my mom as I put the decorations on. And when I look at the tree, we can do little things like that where we feel them with us and we feel joy. And so that's honoring them. That's keeping their memory alive. Let's see. Oh, one of the things that I love to do is I love to go on a walk, intentional walk, or a drive if it's too cold, and I'm going to take them with me. Like I'm going and I'm thinking of them because death ends a life, but it does not end a relationship. They're still there. They're still aware of us. And a relationship is how we think. We create how we feel about someone by thoughts, right? And so we can think about them and we can feel joy or happiness, and we can take that tender heart with us. Okay. I'll go into more ideas on, in my podcast episode about this. Okay. Another thing that I just want to end with here before I close up is that I love this idea of, there's a heat wave and, it goes out, or if any of us is going through menopause, you feel it out through your body, right? And we can just be like, put your hand on your heart and you can think of your person, close your eyes, visualize them, see their eyes, see their smile, hear their voice, feel them. And then you can just send out love, like from my heart to yours. It's their soul, right? Their soul is their heart, right? Their essence. And you can send that out to them. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Like whatever you want to say to them, you will feel them. Okay. And so that is something that is really sweet thing to do. All right. So I'm going to wrap up. And one of the things that I just want to tell you is like I've mentioned, I have a special holiday harmony podcast series that'll start tomorrow. Got 5 episodes where I'm going to take things deeper than what I shared today and more. And I also have a holiday harmony Facebook group. And so you can join that. And we've got all kinds of fun things. I'm going to take you through the rest of the year. We're going to have live calls. We're going to have heart-centered still time each Monday. And so you want to join that to continue to have support and help us stay centered so we can have the peace and the joy. And I'm going to put the links in the chat and I'm going to turn the time over to Susie.
Close. Turn up volume. Press CMD plus tilde to open pop-up.
Themselves. Is that you? Okay. All right. So I'm going to turn the time over to Susie and I'll put the links in the chat for you to join for you to get to those things. And yeah, here we go. Susie, you're on, girl.
Thank you. I am Susie Funk. I am so happy to be here. I'm also an advanced faith-based trauma and nervous system resilience certified coach. I have 7 kids. Well, I've had 8. I have 7 living. And I'm just so happy to be here. I think we all have this goal, as long as I can remember, for every single year, going back since I had my first kids, is to keep the harmony in our homes. But as you may have already experienced this, it's pretty hard to do considering all the different personalities. Now I have in-laws and grandbabies. We have conflicting opinions, conflicting ways of raising kids, and the various dynamics that come with family relationships. So my focus today is keeping the harmony in our own hearts this holiday season and maintaining our peace in our own hearts and remaining rooted in the emotion of love, kind of like what Marci's talked about. That's what I want to leave with, especially with adult kids. We're done parenting. We want to be rooted in the emotion of tolerance, with thoughts like they're doing the best they can, even though I disagree. We want to have patience, right? And compassion. It's way more enjoyable this way. And so I like to think about setting out to discover instead of to dominate. Some people in my family think I'm very, domineering, but I want to just discover instead of dominate and to be curious instead of controlling. So I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but I like to control everything, and replacing that with curiosity has been amazing. This helps us become kind of more aware of what's actually happening in our relationships so that we can have more compassion. If we're curious, like, why is she acting that way, or this and that, and what hurt people? I wonder what's going on for them. So often the conflict that we have is only brought on because of a difference in meaning that we give something and our own interpretation of what's
Marci, Owen to
actually
everyone. The Courageous and Confident Christian Mom Podcast. Apple Podcasts. https://podcasts.apple.com/us/podcasts/the courageous and confident Christian mom ID 1,660,426.
Oh my gosh, I don't know why that's doing that, Susie. That's on your
https://open.spotify.com/show/170
I'm so sorry.
FBDFNR7SJCQJD question.
It's the AI thing.
0DB94374624451 and other platforms.
Turned it off.
Mini FB group. Click on the link below to join.
Turned it off. It's not the AI thing.
www.
Oh my gosh.
So Susie, go up at the top of your screen where it says recording. There's a little star. Click on that and then say turn off.
I don't see a star.
It's kind of like a
green shield.
Well, it's over.
Okay.
You're gonna have a couple of extra minutes, Susie.
Listen, we're just living real life over here, okay?
Oh my gosh,
Everyone.
Okay.
That link wasn't longer.
Okay, so is there a way? Is that on my computer?
Yes.
So what's happening?
I don't know.
It's set to AI, and when it's set to AI on, then it reads the chat to everyone. So you have to turn AI off.
Does anyone know how to turn AI off, guys?
Well, I
go
go
down
down on my end.
Look down at the bottom of your screen where the tools are on the Zoom screen.
Okay.
Like move your mouse so that you can see all of the tools down at the bottom of your screen. It says AI Companion.
Chat. AI Companion. Okay.
Yeah. Click on that.
It says
turn off.
It just says your AI Companion can't ask questions about this meeting. Ask the host to allow access.
Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay. I just said not now, whatever that meant.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
We're just gonna roll with it. It's okay.
Rolling.
Molly Garcia has joined the meeting.
I think this is my fault. Anyway, we'll still keep trying to go unless anyone wants to help me after that. So, I guess what I was saying though is that sometimes we're not intentionally trying to be at odds with one another, right? It's always kind of a miscommunication. But I want to tell you something about adult kids that after this pivot we make when they were raising them and then now they're adults, what really they want, because I have almost, yeah,
You are the host now.
I'm the host now? Okay. Let me see if I can. 1 second, Marci. Let me see if I can turn the AI off as the host, right? No, I can't. Okay, we're rolling with it, guys. All adult children and especially their spouses, your in-laws, all they really want is just to be respected. You know, even though they're newly adults and doing it wrong. I mean, we're not going to be judgmental here, but they all just want to be loved and felt seen. And that's it. And I love to call this creating a safe space for our adult kids instead of a fake space. Now, in my family growing up at Christmas, you had to just be pleasant, right? You could not have an emotion. That was a very fake relationship and a very fake space. I didn't want to do that with my kids. So, however, though, I'm not going to lie, this is kind of hard for us to sometimes to create a safe space, right? We almost, and who's with me, think it's better for them to be fake nice, right? But it's not authentic. So even though we don't like the way they're behaving, when we can exercise love and tolerance and patient and be curious and all that, we're creating that safe space. So the first thing I suggest is and let me know if no one does this and I'll just skip, but does any of you ever walk on eggshells? Especially around your in-laws, because that's the first thing I would like to stop.
Christy to everyone, yes.
Thank you. But when we're walking on eggshells.
Linda Bowen to everyone, absolutely. What? Cheryl Sandy to everyone, all the time.
All the time. It's so true, right? But listen to this logic. When we're walking on eggshells, we are in essence assuming that we have control over some people, right? That if we try really hard not to rock the boat, or maybe we want to impress, it's a mistake because that's operating under the guise that we have control over other people's emotions just by being super careful. And if we do everything right, well, then maybe they'll behave better or they'll be.
Temple to everyone, always walking on eggshells around my adult daughters.
Yeah. And us walking on eggshells is not going to make them choose to be better behaved or not. That's completely up to them. Walking on eggshells is kind of like a feeble attempt on our part to not make anyone upset, as if we have control over people getting upset or not. Because I don't know about you, but my kids, they'll find a way to be upset, whether I'm
Temple to everyone, yeah.
Super careful or whether I'm completely over
Cheryl Sandy to everyone. Yes, not so much with son, but daughter, yes.
Yeah, right? So it's just really hard. It's not what I want to say to you all, because it looks like you all struggle with this, but it is not possible for us to control another person's emotional state, no matter how delicately we try to tread. So this walking on eggshells is going to drive us as the mothers crazy this season. And we are mistaken if we think we can control them with our behaviors and our words and even accidentally looking at them wrongly. You all know what I'm talking about.
Denise Nicholson has left the meeting.
So what I'd like to help you all with is to give yourself permission to be you this holiday season and to feel however you want to feel like, kind of like what Marci was saying, to make up your mind ahead of time before they all get there, right? To have the experience that you want to have, that you most desire to have. We can make it up ahead of time. I just did this when I flew to Arkansas to visit my son and daughter-in-law. I was like, I'm going to nurture relationships. I'm going to show love. And going with that intention was powerful, right? And we can do this.
You find your keys.
So this will free you up from trying to control everything in the hopes that your kids have a good experience. It frees you up from having, the pressure to provide your kids with a wonderful experience, right? It relieves you from being responsible. How many people
Marci Owen is the host now.
How many people think they're responsible for your adult child and their spouses to have a good experience this holiday season? It's not true. Their experience, your adult kids and their spouses, their experience of us, their experience of the family, the experience of the dinner, whatever it is, the presents is entirely up to them. And to exemplify this, I have the perfect example. And I like to think of Disneyland. We've all been, right? It's the happiest place on earth. And yet, how is it that there are so many people that do not enjoy this place, this happy experience, right? It's a perfect example of how this is not Walt Disney's fault. Right? Or his park. It's about the individual. They are the ones that are choosing to find it unpleasant or not. Their preferences make it appealing or not. They decide by the way they think and by whatever mood that they're choosing to be in that day if they're going to have a good time at the park or not. Does that make sense? So bottom line is, I want us to be free as mothers to enjoy, to do all the preparations that we want to do, not feel like we have to buy all the things that we'd like to buy and wrap for your people, to make all the food you desire and can possibly eat. But if your adult child doesn't like it, if it's not their color, if it doesn't fit, if they're gluten-free, the meat's too dry, or they're not entertained nor appreciative, then so be it. That is about them and not us. So your adult children and how they choose to experience your hospitality never have to affect how wonderful of a holiday spirit it actually is in our homes and in our hearts. It doesn't have to affect how generous we decide to be or how productive we've been and energized and creative and considerate, of a mother that we choose to be and are. When our holiday spirit and our emotions hinge on everybody being happy in our family, or hinge on being grateful and gushing over us and our gifts and all of our talents. And if it hinges on especially this, if everyone's always trying to get along, well, that will put you in a very precarious position, right?
Sherilyn Bloomer has joined the meeting.
It cannot hinge on that. So I don't want to be in a situation where I'm like looking, how am I going to feel? How should I feel? And have it depend on the adult children. So our holiday spirit and mood and inner peace is it should be back in our hands. That's where our power is. We don't want to give it to them. And it's a lot more, when it is in our hands, it's immovable. They can't shake it, right? We're unchangeable, even when there may be
Laura has left the meeting. Laura has
emotions.
joined the meeting.
So separating your emotional lives with your adult children's emotional lives is paramount, okay? And then how to do that is kind of give your adult children the right to have the experience that they want to have, good or bad.
iPhone 7. Connie Pierce has joined the meeting.
And they're also allowed to show up as whoever they want to be, for better or for worse. This process of allowing, and Marci spoke to it earlier, keeps you in the emotional state of love. When you can allow them their experience, it might not be pleasant. They might want to sleep all day. And when we can allow them that, whatever emotional state they want to be, and it doesn't have to change ours, that is going to be a wonderful process and unchangeable in our emotional state. So I just want to tell you that the emotional state of us is actually that we want is actually available regardless of what's going on around us and how our adult children are behaving. I had someone ask how they could email in earlier about how they could let their adult child just gently know that his or her pouting and the rolling of eyes and the other body language when they got around the whole family was such a downer for everyone, like totally unacceptable. And it's a good question, right? And then another question was like, how can I tell my daughter-in-law and what is with her? You know, she thinks and acts like she and her family are superior to us, and she makes everyone uncomfortable. And this also seems to make sense, but it's only because or when we believe that this kind of behavior and these types of actions can actually bring us down. But their behaviors and their airs and their moods and physical movements or body language actually doesn't have to have any effect on us at all. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I like to this holiday season for everyone. I like to allow my adult children and their spouses to be in whatever mood they want and not have to fake it for my sake or my family gathering sake.
iPhone 7. Connie Pierce has left the meeting.
Again.
iPhone 7. Connie Pierce has joined the meeting.
So when we allow, we are creating a very, very safe space instead of a fake one. So all I'm going to say about this is it's super liberating for us.
iPhone 7. Connie Pierce has left the meeting.
And it's also super liberating for your daughter and sons-in-law. And they'll thank you for this and they'll love you for this as well. And even if they continue to misbehave at first, even
Sandra Corsetti has joined the meeting.
Even for this Christmas, when we can show them that they are allowed to be who they are and that we accept them as they are.
iPhone 7. Connie Pierce has joined the meeting.
And that we love on them, it will help them grow and develop and mature just beautifully when they know that they're not at risk for us to be disapproved.
Laura has left the meeting.
So, yeah, they're entitled to their own experience, and we are the only ones in charge of ours. So, no walking on eggshells. The other thing I want to mention, just two other things, is detaching yourself from having to have things work out in a specific way. That will change your world. Change expectation to appreciation and drop the expectations of how it should be going down or what should or shouldn't be happening. Okay. And then the final thing is
iPhone 7. Connie Pierce has left the meeting. iPhone 7. Connie Pierce has joined the meeting.
And the other thing that I want to say is I have this little trick called dropping the rope to diffuse the situation. And it's just like, think of it being in a metaphorical tug of war with your adult kids. Whenever they pull or distance themselves, our instinct is to pull back or chase after them, pursue them, and then they want to withdraw more. But what if we could just drop the rope? The tug of war would immediately stop. And if we stop chasing, they might stop withdrawing even more and more, and the cycle ends. The minute someone drops the rope, it's over. And we have the power to implement this strategy whenever we feel ourselves getting hooked in to kind of what's going on and what's being said or not said, or the eye roll or whatever, or whenever we're being pulled out of our peace and we start losing control of our emotional well-being. We can just literally drop the rope, stop trying to chase, and stop being attached to having to have things work out in a specific way. And I guess that's all I've got for you today. I've got a little bit more, but I'm going to stop.
Awesome, Susie. Thank you. And here's what I want to just add something that Susie taught me that I'm just like, yeah, is just to go with the mindset you've taught me. Like, I'm the leader.
Yeah.
I'm older. I'm wiser. I can be the leader. It's okay for me to lead instead of like walk on the eggshells and just to be me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to just be me and lead with the emotions like love, like you did when you went like, I'm going to be, and it's okay. And it's okay if they roll their eyes at us. It's okay if they don't like this or that, as long as we're centered and secure with who we are and not letting them dictate, you know, whether we're doing a good job or not. You know, it's so powerful. So that's a gift that Susie's given me.
Yep, that's exactly right. I would be out of control if I let all seven of my kids dictate how I felt at any given moment. And it changes, or who I was supposed to be. It changes, like their moods change. So if I'm being perfect of who they want to be today, well, could be wrong tomorrow for all they know.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you, Susie. Appreciate that. And one thing I wanted to say is that we're willing to stay on the call a little bit after the time for those of you that have more questions. Okay. And also I think we'll like be okay once Susie mutes herself with, you can go back to chatting. There's a setting on her computer that's made her reading it's just been reading, but I think we should be okay from here on out. So sorry about that. This is what you get live. We're just like doing it. All right, now we are going to turn and like also it's okay to not have things go perfectly, right? Like, did we still get a lot out of what Susie said, even though we had the computer reading all the little things? We did. It was still great. And I commend you, Susie, for keeping your head in the game and not being distracted. Like, good job, girl. You did great. Thank you. She said detaching. All right. Can you turn the time over to Sheri, our personal stylist coach? Let's go, girl.
Hello, hello. Okay. I messaged my team and I can stay after for questions. I was not going to be able to stay after for questions, but I messaged my team that I'm going to have my team meeting and we are going to start later. So I will be able to be here for any questions. And I just want to make sure, Marci, you can hear me? Is my microphone on and everything's good? Okay. Okay. And I have a timer that I'm going to start because I get talking, especially about this topic. So it's going to beep at 1 minute left. So just so that everyone knows if they hear my beeping, that's what that is. So I will introduce myself just really quickly. My name is Sheri Braiser, and I live in Idaho, and I am a personal stylist. I'm a wardrobe stylist. I've also been a hairstylist for 28 years, and I'm also an advanced certified faith-based life coach. So a lot of these coaches we met in our trainings, and so we have a lot of the same mentors, which is so fabulous. But I am so passionate about helping women get dressed. And I know that some of you are like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to do it, right? But that's why I'm so passionate about it, is because it's fun for me, and it may not be fun for you, and that's okay. I'm here for you. So one of the things that I get asked the most, probably the most common question that I get asked as a wardrobe stylist is around, holiday parties especially, but just in general, is what will look good on me. It's some version of, I know what I like when I see it on someone else, but will it look good on me? Right? And if you want to like say an amen in the chat, like I can hear you. Like I get it. I have a history of self-image issues, and I haven't always had a great self-image, and it has really, really affected me when it came to getting dressed, especially for special events. So we all want to fit in, right? We never want to go someplace and stand out. Like that's what people will tell me. Well, I don't want to stand out. I want to fit in. We are a pack group of people, humans. We want to fit in. So when we are self-conscious about ourselves, we definitely don't want to stand out. And even if we do look good and someone happens to notice that we look good and gives us a compliment, we immediately deflect the compliment with some version of, oh, it's nothing, or, oh, I've had this dress forever, or you don't know what you're talking about. I don't look good. Like we deflect it off because we're self-conscious about our self-image. We don't have a good self-image. And so when someone compliments us, we don't know how to accept that. And so I can show you all of these ideas that I'm going to show you of how to put outfits together. I've got a ton. I hope I can get through all of them in such a short amount of time. But I've got all of these ideas that I can show you how to put things together. But if you don't feel confident in yourself, then every single outfit that I show you, you're going to be like, well, that's not going to look good on me. Even though I know what will look good on your body shape. If I put something on you that is directly for your specific body shape, it's not going to matter. You're going to see all of the flaws. You're going to see all the lumps and bumps. You're going to see, in my case, it's all the miscarriages. It's all the grief. It's all the, the soothing of my emotions when I, ate cheeseburgers and Snickers bars all the time and drank way too much Diet Coke and all the things, right? Like that's what's in my head because that's what I think about myself. So it doesn't matter what I put on you as a stylist. You are not going to be able to see it because of the image that you have of yourself. Okay. So today I'm going to show you some options for holiday outfits. But before I do that, I want a commitment from each of you. There's a lot of you on here. I want a commitment from each of you right now in the chat that you'll practice having a good self-image between now and when you get dressed for your holiday parties. So that when you do get that outfit out and you put it on, you will feel good about yourself. You have to practice feeling and thinking good things about yourself in order to feel good about yourself. Okay. So I want everyone right now in the chat to put an S in the chat for self-image. And between now and your holiday party and throughout your holidays, you're going to consciously think, what do I think about myself? And it's not about what I think about my body, what I think about my experiences, it's none of that. It's what do I think about me, about who I am and what I have to offer. And Susie and Marci did such a great job in laying the foundation for that for me today. So thank you, ladies. We are on the same wavelength. Okay, so I have 13 minutes. We're going to go fast. So I'm going to show you a couple of outfits that you could put together for Thanksgiving. And if you want like a more elevated casual outfit, or if you're like going to zing yourself up, like we're going to get dressed for this party and it's going to be blingy, I'm going to show you both. Okay. So I'm going to talk really fast which is my jam anyway, right? But if there's questions that you guys have, just jump in the chat. And then Marci, if you would like unmute yourself and just throw things in as they are coming in, I'm totally fine with you interrupting me and asking me all the things. So if you have a question about like, I have this body type and how would I do, like whatever, just put it all in the chat. And I'll answer the questions as I go, and then I will stay after to answer questions. Okay. So let me move my chair out of the way so you can see. Okay, as I go farther back, is my microphone still good?
Yes, you're good.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay. So first I'm just gonna start with what I have on. I am not a like ugly Christmas sweater kind of gal. Like I don't really like the Christmassy sweater thing. I don't like to dress up. I don't like to look funny. Like it's just a thing, right? I'm getting better at it. Okay. It's my self-image, right? But this sweater is more my jam. Like I've got some ruffles here, and I don't know if you can tell in the material is kind of sparkly. I'm sparkly. I like sparkly stuff. And so this is really all I would need to wear. I put some jewelry on and this is it. I could wear this with jeans if I wanted to kind of be more elevated casual. These are like a athletic slacks is what they are, and they're a crop. So you can see my ankle skin. And then I put heeled booties on because I wanted to feel in control today. Like I wanted to feel like I own the room, and I do that best for myself in heels. So even though for this one you are going to see my shoes, but normally you wouldn't, I'm usually in heels because that's just part of my style statement. and it's part of who I want to be and how I feel best. So that's another little like tidbit. Okay. So I'm wearing really athletic type, like it's a slicky athletic pants, but they look really nice when I put on this sweater and then put on some heels. The other thing that I would wear with them is a loafer. So if I wanted to kind of dress this, I don't want to say dress it down because it still is nice, but what if I had feet problems, or I can't wear heels, or I don't like heels, or whatever, right? Whatever the case is that you wouldn't wear a more fancy heeled shoe, you can get a loafer that has a little bit of a wedge and it doesn't feel like you have a heel on, but it looks a little bit elevated in the shoe. So loafers are really trending right now. There are some super cute loafers, and you can get them in all different shapes and styles and all the things, and they look really good with skinny jeans, with wide leg jeans. They look good with everything. So if you have feet issues, the loafers are your things. These are Clark's, so they are super comfortable. They're very, very comfortable. I do hair, I wear these doing hair, and when I'm standing behind the chair, and I don't have any problems. So, okay, so I'm going to start with this shirt and this vest. So this is a shirt that what I would call beyond basic. It's just a basic t-shirt, but it has these puff sleeves that they've added to the sleeve. Even the bottom is just a tee. Like it's literally just a t-shirt that they put these puffy sleeves on to dress it up. Okay. And then I put this vest over top. So it has the puffy sleeves that kind of dress it up, and this neutral colored vest, and then jeans. These are just a wide leg jean. And that would be a really cute, elevated kind of casual, because these are jeans, right? You could wear a pair of loafers with them, a pair of boots, totally dress it up if you want with heels. I mean, I've got these,
Sheri,
yes,
where'd you get that t-shirt?
Walmart.
What?
I got this blouse at Walmart, and I got this vest at Target.
Just this season?
Just this season. I've had lots of people ask me about this vest, and it has been out of stock at Target, but that was probably 2 weeks ago that I checked. So check at Target. But I just got another vest like this on Amazon. It's not the same color because I already have this color, right? But I got a different style on Amazon, and it just got here Tuesday.
Okay, so maybe when you're done, if you have the links, you could put them in the chat.
Yeah. Well,
for those.
yeah,
No?
I could try to get the links.
If you can. That's fine.
But if you have like an outfit like this with some jeans, and if you wanted to dress it up, you could do like a slingback heel that would dress it up, or just a boot that's maybe a little bit more comfortable. You could do loafers as well. You could do a loafer with that outfit. Here's something that you would do if you wanted to dress this up a little bit more, is you would put on some bold jewelry. So you could put on some bold jewelry, and you could also wear slacks or a skirt. And that would dress it up to like go to church or go to a more elegant Christmas party. Maybe elegant's not the word, but more of a dressier Christmas party. You could still do this top, but you would put a skirt or some trouser slacks or something like that and a heel, and that would dress it up. So this would be a really good Thanksgiving outfit. This is another shirt. I got this at H&M, and this is a blouse, and then it's got this tie here that you tie it in a big bow right in the front, and it's really cute. I've worn it with these black slacks before. You can also wear it with some tan slacks too, if that's more your style. So you can wear it with jeans. You want to look for things that are your style that you feel comfortable in. Would everybody wear a leopard print shirt to Thanksgiving dinner? No, but I sure as heck would. Right? So it doesn't matter what everybody else thinks is appropriate. It matters how you feel and what you feel comfortable in and what you think is appropriate, right? So maybe, okay, maybe somebody wouldn't wear leopard to Thanksgiving. Maybe they wouldn't think that was appropriate. That's fine. You can wear something else, okay? So let's go to Christmas. This is something that I've worn for Christmas dinners, like for ward parties or just date nights or, you know, whatever. It's just a button down blouse and a puffer vest over the top. And then I either wear it with jeans or with leather leggings. I wear the shirt out. I don't tuck it in. I wear the shirt out and I put the sleeves up so that they have a little bit of a pizzazz on the end. So leather leggings. This is a fun church board party type outfit. This is another. These are pants. I've got them kind of. Oh, these are like a sparkly pants. And who's going to wear these? I am, for sure. But if these are not something that you can get behind, that's totally fine. But I'll show you how I wear it. Let's see. Where's my shirt? I put on a tan shirt, kind of like that tan vest, and a blazer. And then a heel. This is something I would wear to a more fancy Christmas party, something like that. This came as a set. It has a shirt as well. And where did I put it? Right here. So I would wear this jacket, this blazer with a sparkly shirt underneath it. And I have a white pleated skirt that I've worn it with, and I put a belt around the middle to create some waist. I've worn it with jeans, and I've worn it with black slacks and tan slacks. So this has been something that I have been able to wear different. I've been able to dress it up or dress it down for different things. So if you feel like you want some sparkle, but you're not sure how to do it, put a blazer over top, because then you're just seeing that center little line right there, and it's just enough of a little bit of a sparkle. But then you have either a black blazer or a white blazer or something over top of it that maybe you feel a little bit more comfortable in, but you can still have that holiday Christmas bling. So those are some things that I actually have worn for myself. This is actually just a green dress that I actually wore for my son's wedding, but I plan on wearing it for Christmas, Sunday Christmas church. And I got it on Amazon. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to look nice. And I'm going to put my stuff. Where am I at, Marci?
1 minute.
1 minute. Perfect. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to scoot my chair over. Okay. The thing that you want, just as I close, the thing that you want to consider is your self-image first. Make sure that you're feeling good about yourself. And then you want to look at the dress code for your party. Is it elevated or is it casual? And then you want to look at like the time of day. Are you going to be cold? Are you going to be warm? And then what kind of an occasion is it? Is it, Thanksgiving or Christmas? How fancy is it? What do you have in your closet? How comfortable you need to be? Do you need to wear loafers, or can you wear shoes or wear heels? And then most important is, what is your personal style? What is your personal style, and how are you going to feel confident in expressing yourself for this event? So that is something that I feel like as women, we just haven't really connected the dots there, that it really does matter what I think about myself and how I want to present myself. Like, I came to this webinar fully knowing how I wanted to present myself. I knew that you guys were going to see me today, and I knew exactly how I wanted to present myself. And so I dressed accordingly, because how we look is the first way that we tell people what we think about ourselves. How we dress and how we show up tells other people how we think about ourselves, because the way that we think about ourselves is how we show up. So think about that as you are going throughout the holidays. It's really, really, really important that you know how you think about yourself and what you think about yourself. So I'm going to put some links in the chat as I toss this over to the next to LeAndra, to our next coach, and I will put some ways that you can find me and follow me and all of the things. I don't know if I have written down the links of all my stuff. I might have to dig for that. If I can, I'll put it in.
Email. They'll get an email with all
okay.
that too. But you can put it in the chat if you have it, but just they're going to get an email where we're going to give you all the stuff of how to, what we have to offer you. Like you might have a free coming up, or a call or whatever. So yeah, it'll be if you have it, put it in. If not, but they'll still get it. They'll get it. Okay. Thank you, Sheri. Was that awesome, you guys? Who feels better about how to dress themselves for parties? I do. Yeah, and I love how Sheri had an intention, like just like we talked about at the very beginning. She knew how she wanted to show up. She visualized it. She's going to show up empowered, really. I mean, she came in confident and this is who I am. This is how I want to dress. And she was good with that. And then she rocked it. Right. And so we can be intentional about how we choose to go to an event or interact. And that's why, I love how that just ties in with what I was saying at the beginning, to lead that way and then to visualize yourself showing up in your power. Okay. All right. Now we got the heavy hitter coming up, LeAndra.
Heavy hitter.
Our cleanup batter.
Hey friends, I'm so excited to be here. I feel like I have just so many new friends today. It's just like a big, warm, cozy hug, and I love it. So my name is LeAndra McMullen. I'm super excited to be here. I am a weight loss coach. I help Christian women stop overeating. And I too have advanced trainings in weight loss and faith-based coaching. So I'm super excited to share with you mindful munching through the season. We're going to talk about how to enjoy holiday treats without guilt. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to savor the foods you like. Now, before I was a coach, I was a first grade teacher. So I love charts. And if you're a visual learner, you're going to love to follow along on my chart here. If you want to see my chart better, you might want to change the view on your computer. At the very top right, you can click view and hit speaker. And then I will be much bigger. You won't see all the little people, all the little boxes. I'll just be big on your screen and you can read this if that helps you. Okay, first thing I want to talk about is how do we enjoy holiday treats without guilt? And my question to you is, did you know that you can decide not to feel guilty? Now, I never knew this. I've struggled with my weight. I've struggled with overeating. In fact, that's how I became a coach, is because my daughter was diagnosed with autism and I ate my way through that experience. I was overwhelmed. I was sad. I didn't know what to do. So I ate kettle jalapeno chips and they saved me, I will say. And I gained a lot of weight. I didn't like how I felt. And I was introduced to the life coach school with Brooke Castillo. And she taught me how to lose that weight for good. This was back in 2020. And I have lost that weight and I've kept it off for 4 years, which is really exciting. And now I help women do the same. So she taught me that I did not have to feel guilty if I didn't want to. Like, we can actually decide that we're not going to feel guilty through the holidays because of what we eat. Crazy, right? My mind is blown. Now, how do we do that? Now, with all of the presentations today, you probably saw a little thread that was common throughout each presentation, and that is our thoughts create our feelings, right? How we think about someone creates our feelings for them. How we think about ourselves creates our confidence in ourselves, right? It's the same thing with food. The reason why we overeat is because of over-desire. And when we over-desire something, it's really hard to say no to it. And we experience over-desire because of what we're thinking. So if you have favorite foods that you feel out of control around, we just want to look at what are my thoughts about that food that creates desire for me to go overeat it, because desire is huge. So it's the same thing with our guilt. So let's take an example. If we were at a party and we ate unlimited holiday Christmas cookies and we feel guilty about it, the reason we feel guilty is because we have a thought about eating lots of Christmas cookies. And I'm just going to guess that one of those thoughts would be something like, I shouldn't eat those. Or those taste so good, but they're so bad. Or I am bad for eating the Christmas cookies, right? It's not the Christmas cookies that create the guilt. It's what we're thinking about that we ate them. Okay, so we want to be really careful about that. So I put here, if you can see, I tried to use a little analogy here, or a little picture here for you to see that there's never an upside to guilt. There just isn't. I mean, I just can't think of one. And what's fascinating about our brains is our brain thinks there is, right? Like, if we decide we're not going to feel guilty for overeating Christmas cookies, we think that's going to keep us eating Christmas cookies. Because if I don't feel guilty and I don't punish myself and I don't think I'm bad, I'm just going to eat more and more and more. But what I want to show you here is that guilt actually leads to more overeating. And this is really good news, because guilt comes from our thoughts, and our thoughts are optional. We can challenge them. We can ask ourselves if there's an upside to thinking them. So what I have here is okay, eat Christmas cookies with an arrow. I think I'm bad, or I think a big thought is I shouldn't have eaten those, or I should not eat those, right? I think I'm bad, and then that thought makes me feel guilty. And when I'm feeling guilty, I'm exhausted, I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling shameful, I want to hide, and we want relief. We want relief from guilt. So what do we turn to? More cookies. The cookies numb the pain, we think. Okay. Now, what I have here is, what if we dropped guilt? What if we decided we weren't going to think thoughts that created guilt for us, and we were going to be curious and figure out, okay, why do I feel out of control around Christmas cookies? Why am I eating so many Christmas cookies from a place of love and compassion for ourselves? But we have to drop the should and shouldn'ts. Okay. So curiosity would look like, okay, I ate unlimited Christmas cookies. And maybe I think a thought like, those were really good. That's interesting. What happened there? Or another thing I like to think is, a question I like to ask myself is, what do I need? What was happening in my mind and in my body? What was I feeling that made me want to eat those cookies? But it's from a place of love and curiosity, not judgment and guilt. Okay. And when we do that, we feel curious because we have curious thoughts. You see how the thought, what was happening there? What was going on with me there creates curiosity versus I shouldn't have eaten those, creates guilt. Okay, so it's always our thoughts. And then when we're curious, we figure it out and we decide from a powerful place what we want to do next time. So dropping the guilt actually gets us further on our weight loss journey than if we do guilt ourselves. And I just want to read Romans 8, verse 1, where it says, there is no condemnation for those who belong to Christ Jesus. I put that here. So Christ died for us. He does not condemn us. And guilt, I do not believe guilt is from the Lord. He never condemns us. He says it right here. He sent Jesus to die for us. And we are righteous in God's sight. So if God is not condemning us, why are we? Who are we to condemn ourselves because we ate some Christmas cookies? Now, I've talked on my podcast before, which is the Christian Weight Loss Podcast. You can check it out. I've talked about condemnation versus conviction. Okay. I do believe God convicts us, right? Because we're human beings. We always want to grow. We always want to get better. But conviction is a loving inspiration to drive us forward versus telling us we're naughty, we're bad, we don't deserve it, and we should feel guilty. Okay. And what's also interesting is we think that the holiday cookies are what's making us feel bad. But if you think about it, let's say we had two people at a Christmas party, they both ate 10 cookies, and one feels super satisfied and joyful, and the other one feels guilty and condemned. How can the cookies be the reason I feel bad? If this person over here enjoyed the cookies and feeling joyful and is experiencing a beautiful holiday excitement, like, ooh, I get to eat these cookies at Christmas, it's because they have different thoughts. Okay. Okay. There's never an upside to guilt, and guilt can lead to eating more. So feelings are so important in our weight loss journey. And decisions are also super important. If we can go into the holidays around our food with intention and decisions, we will make a lot better choices that align with our goals. Okay, so first of all, we can decide what result we want to create for ourselves during the holidays. Okay, I put 3 options here. We can decide that we're going to gain weight during the holidays. Totally fine, not a problem. We gain weight, it's fine, right? We can decide we're going to maintain our weight during the holidays. We can decide we're going to lose weight during the holidays. Did you know you can lose weight during the holidays?
LeAndra, 5 minutes.
With ease and fun, even? You can. Okay, check out my podcast. You'll learn how. Okay, so if you decide on a result, now we have to decide on what feelings are going to serve us to get that result. So I just put here, we can decide we're going to feel joyful. So let's make a list of other things besides food that make us joyful. Okay, maybe we focus on those. Are we willing to feel deprivation if we want to lose weight? Because deprivation isn't always fun, but it can be a a feeling that we want to feel, that we choose to feel, so we don't overindulge. We can feel deprived. We can do hard things, right? Maybe we want to feel curious, so we overeat. Instead of judging ourselves, let's be curious about it. And I would advise to create curiosity with what you're thinking when you're upset with yourself, okay? And then are we willing to feel urges? If we want to lose weight, we got to feel desire and not eat it. Okay. Let me know if there's any questions. Now, in terms of what we want to do through the holidays to get that result, now we can decide on some guidelines, right? Do we want to eat till we're satisfied? Do we want to only eat sugar and flour if we plan it? Do we want to eat treats that are special for this time of year? Like, you get to decide what you want to do. Okay, and these are actions that you can take to create the result you want. Okay, and just really quick for me to wrap up, some tips, okay? Planning is everything, because our brain, when we haven't planned and we want to just eat in the moment at a party, we're feeling a little anxious, we just want to eat in the moment, we're always going to make a choice that doesn't align with our goals, because our emotional brain wants us to be comfortable. Okay, so I will give you some questions here. If you have an upcoming event that's coming up, you can ask yourself, what's the event? What's going to be challenging about that event? Write it down. What do you want to do at that event when it gets challenging? If it gets hard, what's your plan? Okay, this is so powerful to decide ahead of time. And then write a mantra or a verse or a scripture that you can say quietly in your head to help you through that time. It's also very powerful if you have overeaten and you're frustrated with yourself to write it down and then move on. Write down what you ate, because what you ate is separate from who you are. We don't have to condemn ourselves, feel guilty, say we shouldn't have done it. Okay, we did it. Let's get curious. Let's learn from it. I saw a quote on Instagram that said, "Life is a game. We can't undo a move, but we can make the next one better." All right, friends, thanks for letting me teach today. That was fun.
Awesome. Thank you, LeAndra. That was so great. All that, like, I love having the, I like to call it at the ready, a thought at the ready.
Yeah.
That we're going to use to, like, have our own back.
Mm-hmm.
And that, like, think about cookie. What is a cookie? It's butter, it's sugar, it's flour, maybe some vanilla, maybe some chocolate chips. If all those ingredients were laying on the counter, do you want those ingredients to determine your worth?
Right.
It's just a cookie.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm going to dive a little deeper. I'm going to be doing a free masterclass called Grateful and Graceful Eating this Thanksgiving next week. And the link will be in your email, right? So if anyone wants to join me to dig a little deeper in this, you can join us. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, you have links already in the chat. Sheri and I have put links in there. But also, yes, there will be a replay, Janice. It'll come in your email, and then we'll also post all the links for each coach, because we have stuff going on that we want to invite you to, if that's something that you're interested in. We're all in the gift of giving. Like, I am just, want to show my gratitude and give. And so that's why we're doing this class today. And there's more, that we all have that we want to share with you, because we care about you. We each care about you, and we want you to be happy, and we want you to learn how to be happy and feel good about yourselves. We want you to be empowered. right? And so thank you, LeAndra, Susie, and Sheri. Sheri had to go. She has a meeting at 11:30, so she had to go. Thank you very much for sharing all your wisdom and your tips. Appreciate you for coming on and helping me give this gift to everybody. And thank you, everyone. Those of you that came live, thank you so much. And those of you that are watching the replay, thank you for coming. But also, I want you to give yourself a little pat on the back, or if you know me, a slap on the butt for showing up for yourself and doing something for you that you care about you. Okay? That's the first step. We've got to take care of ourselves. What I would love as we wrap up, please get in the chat and share what's your takeaway. Like, what was your aha moment? Please tell us. Okay. And let's see. I'm going to wait for you to, because I want to read some of them off. Be kind to myself. Thanks, Janice. Like, think about the things that we learned. Like, if there's some of you that might be struggling with being happy right now, what'd you learn? Or what did we learn about dressing ourselves? Or how are we going to be with our kids? You know, or what are we going to do? Like, what was your takeaway? Come on now. You're probably typing. I can see that some of you are typing. I got a little more confidence to just be me. I love that. I love that. Lisa, notice what emotion, like sometimes we want to be confident, but we can't muster that up. And I want you to understand, you have to lead with courage, maybe first. Doesn't feel that great. We're just going to go do it. And then confidence comes, right? Let's see. The way we look is mostly determined by how I feel about myself. I enjoyed Marci's message about choosing and. Oh, so good. I do want to sparkle, and I do want sparkle pants, and that's okay. LOL. Heck yes, it is. I like the idea of coming up with the properties and emotions I want to feel and do. I get to choose. Mandy said the steps about getting ready, what matters and why. I've struggled so much in this area. I'm interested in learning more. I haven't really gotten the why, and I'm ready to really get it all and create confidence in my style. Don't let my children's emotions control how I feel. Yeah. I can make a mindset for these areas spoke about and other areas. Prayers for everyone this holiday season. Well, thank you, Sandra. And the Holy Spirit will lead and guide and direct us. Blessings to everyone. Linda says, realizing that I can be me regardless of how others want me to react. Yeah, let's respond instead of react, right? Life is a game and we can't show the game. We can't say how the game is going, but we can decide our next move. Yes. Make your mind up how you want to show up with Susie. Awesome. My takeaway is my style is how I want to show up. I can be a confident leader and follower. Me walking on eggshells is a feeble attempt to control. Isn't that so good to know? Right? And then drop the rope. Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for sharing your takeaways, because you know what? Sharing ignites insights. When you share, you ignite insights with somebody else. Okay? So we are right at 11:30. I wanted to just end by sending you off with just a quick little meditation, if that's okay. And then we'll just open it up for questions. You can put it in the chat after. But why don't we just settle in real quick? Let's see, hold on. Okay, let's just settle in and get into a comfortable position. And close your eyes and take a deep breath. Filling your lungs fully and then slowly exhaling, letting go of any tension. And with each breath, allow yourself to become fully present. Leaving behind the busyness of the season, the to-do lists, and any expectations. We talked about that today. Just for now, give yourself permission to simply just be. Place one hand over your heart and feel the warmth and gentle rhythm of your gentle rhythm beneath your palm. This is your center, a place of deep wisdom, peace, and love. Breathe into this space, feeling it expand with each inhale. And as in this moment, let yourself feel the joy of simplicity, the joy of being rather than doing. Visualize this peaceful feeling as a warm, gentle light within your heart. This light holds all of your intentions from today. The choice to find meaning, to focus on what truly matters, to embrace joy and connection. Feel it expanding. Filling you with calm, love, and presence. Take a moment to reflect on a word or a feeling you want to carry with you this season. Maybe it's peace, joy, connection, gratitude. Picture it in your mind's eye, letting it take root in your heart. Know that at any time during the season, you can return to this feeling. You can come back with this light within, heart-centered space of calm and joy. And as you take a final deep breath, say to yourself, I'm ready to bring peace and joy and calmness into my holiday season. When you're ready, gently open your eyes, carrying this feeling of harmony with you as you step back into your day and back into the season, centered, calm, and filled with love. All right, come back to us. Okay, what we're going to do is we will open it up. If there's any of you that have questions, you can go ahead and type it in the chat. We'll stay after and answer any questions that you might have. And if you need to go, you can go ahead and go. And we thank you for being here. Okay, we'll see if any questions come through. Okay. Thank you so much for today. Thank you, Molly. Thanks for being here. Thanks, everyone. Lots of great information. Thanks, Linda. I don't know. I'm just going to give you an, okay, thank you. Thanks, Mandy. I'll give you just a minute and just see if anybody's trying to type a question in. If not, then we will be signing off. Maybe we just did such a good job, they don't have questions. Right? Happy holidays. Thank you, Michelle. Okay. I think you did a great job covering it all. Thank you, Christy. Thanks for giving love back to us. Appreciate that. Okay. All right. We will go ahead and sign off. Look for an email later on and we with the replay and all the other stuff. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for coming. You guys, talk to you later.